Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I sat back and I waited and waited and waited for Dillian Whyte's response. And I didn't get the response that conflicted with Barry Hearn's remarks as it relates to him being basically a, how, anyways, you guys seen the video by now. And I was going to do a video on my laptop and put the picture over it. And I said, nope. I need Dillian Whyte to see my face. I know Dillian Whyte's going to watch this video because y'all going to send it to him through Twitter and Instagram. And, people want to either to send a message or instigate it. Either the two is fine with me. Right? Dillian Whyte. We saw this coming when you were in the hallway with Eddie Hearn, and you allowed him to emotionally and literally visually manipulate you right before our very eyes when you came back after the Pacquiao and Adrian Broner fight. You sit there and allow him to manipulate you and control your emotions and control basically all your business moves. Dillian Whyte, I'm going to explain this to you very simply put. You are a cheap expense. You were a low risk, high reward for them. They took you on with nothing to lose and everything to gain. You had minimum amateur career. To pay you in the beginning didn't infringe upon them. And they said, well, if he strikes gold, you were basically lightning in the bottle for them. And because of that, they continuously put you on because every time you, quote unquote, you employ them to be your promoter, they get great sums in return. And you sat there and allowed Barry Hearn to say what he said. You allow Adam Smith from Sky Sports just to laugh in agreement, and then you laugh and you don't say nothing. You don't stop the press conference and say, what the fuck are you talking about? It's terrible. You are a part of the problem, Dillian Whyte. And I wanted you. I was the same man that interviewed you for 20 minutes in Vegas. And what you did is disgusting. It's the reason why every time I walk into a press room, people want to kick me out, because the people I'm going to protect won't protect me. The people that I want to help advance the sport won't stand up and be men. Dillian Whyte, you're a fighter by trade. You mean to tell me you become submissive to a 70-year-old man that your pinky could demolish? You mean to tell me that he's more intelligent in his life and his words and his legacy is worth more than you and your culture? That's disgusting. It is despicable. And I've never wished ill will upon a moment, upon a black man. Very seldom do I do, because if you look upon my channel, if you follow me, you know I'm a huge Malcolm. If there is such thing of a hero, I use that term loosely, and I say it a lot of times because it's easier to convey to y'all about heroes. But Malcolm X, for the sake of this video, is my hero, right? And Malcolm X would not have become Malcolm X if not for his life as Malcolm Little, right? So I always give black men the second chance, the third chance, the fourth chance, and the fifth chance, just as prison basically held Malcolm X accountable, and he in turn came out as Malcolm X, And so I've never wished ill will upon Dillian Whyte, but I wish I could have been there to verbally slap the shit out of you in front of all those white people. I know I can't whoop your ass. I'm not even going to go that far to even assume or suggest that. I'm not afraid of you, though. But I know I can't whoop your ass. You know what I mean? So, but I think that You're despicable. Your actions is not one that I would want my son to watch. I don't even want my son to know your name anymore. I just don't. I just can't see there. And I was waiting for your Sky Sports, your IFL interview, and that fucking IFL interviewer is terrible, is disgusting. His transition into Barry Hearn's interview. What do you say, an epic interview, or you was doing something good and he didn't correct him as it relates to the deplorable words that he said and the subject matter and how insensitive it was about a real life subject. Let me tell you something. If it had been about the Holocaust, Adam Smith would have interjected and said he doesn't believe anything he said, and they would have offered an apology. I'm telling you the truth. But I want to stay on Dillian Whyte. I want to make a few videos tonight as it pertains to this video, because it's rather important when we have a primary evidence, when we have primary documents to substantiate what I've been telling you all for the 3 years I've been on YouTube. And people call me a race baiter. People call me, and I don't care. See, the problem is I don't care about white people that don't respect my opinion. I don't care about them. I make more money than 97, 98% of white people in America, probably the world. So I don't give a fuck about them at all. I don't give a fuck. Not one iota. What I do care about is my culture. What I do care about is raising my son and my daughter with truth. What I do believe in is using my platform to tell the truth. I have great white friends. I travel with the white man damn near all the fights I go to. But it's about the mindset. White people have to give up their white privilege to even begin to understand the realities of the world that we live in. You understand what I'm saying? And I think it's just incredibly important that we understand truth. So every white person that hears this video, in order for you to understand my plight, you must first give up your white privilege. Right? Like they say, walk a mile in my shoes. You can't do that if you have white privilege. And then you have to use your white privilege to help a minority, which is hard to do, right? It's hard to do, right? Because you're gonna be shunned upon. Let's get back on Dillian Whyte. Please tweet this to Dillian Whyte. I need him to see my black skin. I need him to see how direct and succinct I am with him, and how, as a black man in this country and as a black man worldwide, and I haven't yet to go to Africa. I'm waiting. I can afford to go to Africa now, but I'm waiting for my son and daughter to get of age where it can be a real life momentous experience for them. I was going to go before Lincoln was born, and I said, I'm about to have a kid. I want my first trip to Africa to be with what I create, my offsprings, my children, excuse me. And so I'll be going in the next 7 to 10 years when my daughter gets of age, 7, 8, when it can be an experience for her. I don't believe in just going somewhere to take pictures and say, I took you here, Lincoln and Kennedy, when you was 3. And those of you listening to this video for the first time, Lincoln and Kennedy are not named after 2 white presidents. They're named after a black man who was anyways, I'll talk about that in another video. But Dillian Whyte. You're disgusting. How can you sit there and just laugh and take that shit? You're physically the strongest man in that room. Why are you so submissive? Because in this video, you're going to watch this video, and I know you're going to watch this video because y'all going to send it to him, and I'm reinforcing that because I You're going to be mad at me when you watch this video. You're going to want to tear my little ass to pieces, which you probably could. I don't care. You whoop my ass, I keep on going. I get back on YouTube, I say the fucking same thing about you. Matter of fact, I go even harder because you allow a white man to depreciate and disrespect you in front of the world, but you want to beat me up because I'm calling you out on it. You see how they fuck up our mindset? You see how they put the hourglass upside down? You see how they shift the narrative? Y'all don't hear me though. Dillian Whyte will be more mad at me for saying, but I'm a black man. You shouldn't be talking about a black man like this. And yet, you not saying nothing hurt us more than I can ever do. And I actually help because more people are going to be empowered by this video than not. No media is going to condemn what they just said. No media is going to, that was there. No media is going to say it was wrong. Eddie Hearn is going to say, that's just my father blowing smoke. Eddie Hearn is probably in LA right now. This is probably his last day in LA. He'll be in Vegas tomorrow. I wish I can catch him. Because it's important. I'm going to reach out to his publicist as soon as I hang up with this, as soon as I get done with this video. I'm going to call him. Mr. Lieber. I've only met him one time. I don't know much about him. He sounds pretty kind on the telephone. And I'm going to ask to interview with Eddie Hearn and talk about his father's comments. And I think it's just important, you know. But that won't happen. They got bigger fish to fry with danger. It's easier to hit Eddie Hearn on Instagram and Twitter, probably that is. So make sure you guys tag him. When you guys chop this video up, make sure you tag him. Make sure you tag Dillian Whyte. Make sure you tag Anthony Joshua. And these past 2 weeks between Bob Arum and Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, the Hearn family, we've learned the truth. Now y'all gonna say they wasn't just talking about black fighters. They wasn't just talking about, they're talking about one man. Let me tell you something. It's an ideology. It's a mindset. It's how you live your life. It's a mantra, right? The reason why y'all instinctively come to my channel every day, because you believe I'm going to give you up to 10 videos a day. That's why you come to my channel. You know it's going to be something there. You know my work ethic is going to produce that, right? And as you guys see me in these videos, you guys have an understanding of my mindset. Barry Hearn is probably filthy rich, can say and do what he want probably within reason. So he doesn't need to have a filter. He is who he is. So I said that about me to make the example, to make about him true. It's been rather consistent, right? You should believe him. Maya Angelou said, when a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. We have a problem of forgiving. What we fail to do is make adjustments. And I've thought about going on this and cursing Dillian Whyte out and calling him a coon and what do they call him, bootlicker, excuse me. But I say, you know what? That's only half of 1% of my brain. I'm going to kill him with intellect. I'm going to kill him with articulation of words. And I'm going to kill him with succinct, concentrated, spiritual, kinetic energy from me and my ancestors. That's what I thought. And Dillian Whyte, no matter what you do from this point forth, I don't care if you beat Anthony Joshua. I'm going to make sure that every black man and every minority that I can touch knows that you are submissive when white supremacy is present. You have no marketplace in America anymore because the white man will not support you. White supremacists don't buy tickets. They just pray that you lose. We were going to be the ones to support you. You have no marketplace in America anymore. So when the WBC sanctions you as the mandatory challenger, you're going to get held that week from me, fight week. Tough question after tough question after tough question. And, and you're going to get wind of me by then, and you're going to ignore me. I'll just ask Deontay Wilder the question. I'll get a better answer from Deontay Wilder. So it doesn't matter to me. I can't believe you allowed there and allow that to happen. I can't wait for Deontay Wilder to pull your little heart out of your little chest, your cowardly chest, and finish you like Mortal Kombat 11 or that new video game that's out. I can't wait for Deontay Wilder to destroy you. I can't wait. I can't wait for Mr. Wilder to decapitate you. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. You know, Dominic Brazil, I'm not even concerned about Dominic Brazil any longer. You know, those comments he made about the dictionary, you know, I'm going to talk to him about that. I'm going to talk to him off camera about that, you know, because you got men like me. The reason why I know I'm going everywhere, but it's also important, you know, you got a man like me who went to college, did it the right way, did it the white man's way, went to college, got a college degree, got student loans up to yin yang, you know, and I pronounce words a certain way. I've been a school teacher, and for him to say that about the people who didn't do it my way is insulting. We are each other's brother. We are our brother's keeper. We are a community. We only as strong as the 12th man on the bench. And I will never ever separate myself from the plight of us and where we need to be. You know, I make mistakes. I'll go off cold for a second, but the bigger picture, I can't do that. I don't believe I will ever make a statement in public air about adverse reactions and circumstances to our culture. And the reason why I say our culture, because there are so many other ethnicities that are part of this culture. You know, when the greatest example I can give in today's America is when Nipsey Hussle passed. Shit, there was thousands of Mexicans out there. I live 4 to 5 blocks away from his store. Thousands of Mexicans out there. Thousands of Asians. You know, it's about the culture, you know? And people play different roles. People are more visceral and take more action. But anyhow, Dillian Whyte, you have no place. I just can't believe you just allowed there and allow him to do this. I've said enough. And let me end this video by this, Mr. Dillian Whyte, because I think this is important. To all my haters, you probably can cut the video off right now. Dillian Whyte, I'm sitting here in a 2001 Honda Civic. Right, I've had this car since college, right? Since I graduated from college, right? 20 years, right? 19 years, it's 2019, graduating 2000, 18 years, right? Bust my butt to own everything, right? And I've gotten a couple breaks, I've gotten some help, but because I believed in myself, Dillian Whyte, and I've stayed on code, I've said no to a lot of white men. I've said no to more importantly, I've said no to a lot of people that didn't have my best interests in mind. They wanted to offer me slave contracts. They wanted to treat me like a slave. And, you know, I did it my way. And I know based off of the America that I live in today, people aren't going to like me. People aren't going to accept me. People aren't going to give me boxing credentials. People aren't going to give me interviews. You're going to be mad, Dillian Whyte. Your team is never ever going to talk to me again because of this video. And yet Barry Hearn will probably promote your next fight, right? Because you love him that much. right? But I said this to say, I'm doing this video in front of a house that I own, a car that I own, and as soon as I end this video, I'm going to start this engine and travel to properties that I own. And I said all that to say, because I know other people were listening, you don't have to sell your soul to gain assets. I'll say this again. You don't have to, Dillian Whyte, you don't have to sell your soul to gain assets. Dillian Whyte, the currency you're receiving from them has no value to us. I'm going to say this again. Dillian Whyte, the currency that you're gaining from them has no value to us. If you're not advancing the culture, you're not a part of the culture. I don't care how dark-skinned you are. It's just a shame. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And I'm disappointed. But because I believe in Malcolm X, and I know Malcolm X had to be Malcolm Little before he became Malcolm X, I'm not the one to say, oh, you should never do this again, because everyone makes mistakes. People get it at certain points in their life. Just being as honest as I can be. It's just a reality of it. Maybe Dillian Whyte becomes awakened by this moment. I don't know. I can't answer that for him. But I'm just going to say this. Without struggle, there's no progress. Dillian Whyte, to us as a culture, this is your struggle moment. We're waiting to see the progress. Frederick Douglass said that. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Dillian Whyte, you're on the clock with yourself. You're not on the clock with me. I don't need a response from you that's going to change my life. I'll be lucky to interview you every 2 years, every 3 years if I'm lucky. You don't come to America to fight. I don't go to UK to cover fights. You know? So, go on with your life. You're going to be a millionaire. But that respect that you'll never have, the respect is so powerful. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.